finger in the hole and push it in as far as it will go. Can you feel anything? No, it just feels wet and tight. Then push it in some more. Do I have to? Yes, you put your finger in the hole to feel for the shell. If the shell feel hard, then it's not too long before the egg gonna come out. Not that hungry anymore. Why you no hungry? My chicken lay the best eggs in America. How many times do I have to tell you? We live in Canada. We are Canadians. All I did was ask my grandmother, that's nonna to me, for a frittata. That's like an omelet in Italian. And now I had my finger up some chicken's ass, trying to feel around for a shell. Unlike a woman, a chicken only has one hole, and it's called the cloaca. It pees, poops, and delivers its eggs all from the same hole. I removed my finger, and my nonna placed the happy chicken on the ground, and then with one fast swoop of the hand, she picked up another and clutched it under her arms. Nonna, I said I'm not hungry anymore. Oh no, this one here is a much too old for egg. When a chicken get a too old, it stop making egg. Just like me, and you someday too. You mean it stops ovulating? Where you learn this word? When a young girl starts with the ovulation, it start a lot of trouble. Because every rooster knows she ready. And all he think about all day long is to peck you. You be careful. When you got an ovulation, you no let no one peck you or you're gonna have a big problem. Growing up with an Italian grandmother was a culturally eye-opening experience. While my Canadian friends were going to country clubs, hockey games, and curling tournaments, I was busy sticking my finger up chickens' asses. Yep, I was really busy doing that. My grandmother, she was an insanely devout Catholic. She taught me about all the saints from A to Z. And she never swore, never lied, never cheated, and never wanted for me to have a career in show business. Why you no work in a bank? In a bank? I asked her as I checked out my young growing curves in the reflection of her kitchen window while she made homemade Italian sausages with her bare hands. But my drama teacher told me I look a lot like Gina Lollobrigida. You look nothing like a Gina Lollobrigida. She don't know what she's talking about. Well, she also said that because of my Italian heritage and my natural abilities, that I should consider pursuing an acting career over in Italy. She said it would be so much easier for me to do it over there. Italy? Ma tu sei completamente scema? No. She picked up a handful of ground pork meat and she shoved it into a sausage casing, and then she proceeded to tell me why her answer was no. In Italy, all Italian actresses have to take off her shirt and show her breast. Even actors who play a nun have to show her breast. She picked up a piece of twine and tied it around the end of the sausage with a double knot. Then she picked up a fork and punctured the casing a few times to let out the trapped air. And then she picked up the sausage and began talking with her hands. And what the ladies at my church going to think, that I let my granddaughter go to Italy to make a pork, to be a hook? No, I'm not going there to be a hooker. I'm going there to be an actress. It's the same thing. The ladies at my church, they don't know the difference. The firm grip my Nonna had on that sausage became so tight that it caused the pork meat to burst out of the casing. She looked down at that porky mess in her hand. Look what you're making me do. You're making me break up the salsiccia. Now you're not going to Italy. That's for sure. Well, in time, my Nonna saw it my way, and she agreed to let me go. So with a couple of $1,000 Canadian in my pocket and my Nonna's blessing, I landed in Rome. It was my first week in the Eternal City, and I was on my way to the Vatican to see the Pope. Because before leaving, my Nonna pressured me to do so. You go see the Pope, see what he think about a show business. So loaded down with rosaries, religious trinkets, postcards of Madonnas and saints, all given to me by my Nonna, I boarded the overcrowded number 64 bus. It was standing room only, sweltering summer heat, no air conditioning. It was a breeding ground for pickpocketers. I turned around to see who was standing directly behind me, just in case anything was missing on me later. At least I'd have a good description to give to the polizia. And standing there was this short little old lady who kind of reminded me a little bit of my nonna. And she was carrying grocery bags stuffed with all kinds of Italian goodies. Boxes of pasta, cans of tomatoes, a fresh baked loaf of bread. Well, I was relieved it was just a short little old lady and not some guy who looked like a potential thief. When we were about 5 blocks away from the Vatican, I felt something jabbing me from behind. Something in the little old lady's grocery bag had a definite sharp edge, and I figured it might have been the corner of the box of pasta or the cans of tomatoes, but there was nowhere for me to move, so I just kind of had to stand there and take it. When we were about 1 block away from the Vatican, she really started pushing those bags into me. Well, I turned around to tell her to stop pushing, and standing in her place was this guy with a bulge in his pants that was as hard and round as one of my nonna's homemade capicolo. And judging by the smile he had on his face, he seemed pretty proud of the fact that he had gotten away with humping my backside all the way from Viale Lungo Tevere to Via della Conciliazione.